Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic. What sets highly successful people apart from the rest? It's not just about working hard, but about their mindset and daily habits.
Exactly. Peter Economy's article on Inc.com lists 21 habits of highly successful people. It's a great list that can really make a difference. One of the first habits that caught my attention is stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Oh yes, that's such a key habit. It's easy to stay comfortable, but growth happens when you push yourself into the unknown, right? Do you think people realize how much discomfort can lead to personal growth?
I think a lot of people don't. They're afraid of failure or looking foolish. But the truth is, we all learn more from our failures than from staying safe. Embracing discomfort is where the magic happens.
It's true. And then there's the habit of constantly aiming to improve, always getting better, pushing your limits. It's almost like you're never fully satisfied with where you are, but in a healthy, motivational way.
Yes, and it's not about perfectionism. It's more about progress. Constantly seeking improvement means you're not settling. That's how successful people keep rising, right? They set the bar high and they never stop reaching for it.
Exactly. And I love the habit of learning from mistakes. It's so easy to get stuck in regret, but highly successful people turn their mistakes into lessons.
Right? Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, they look at how to do it better next time. It's all about being forward-focused. How do you feel about that approach?
I agree. Dwelling on the past doesn't get you anywhere. I think the key is not to take your mistakes personally. It's just a part of the learning process. But here's a question. How do you stay optimistic when things aren't going your way?
That's tough. But optimistic people aren't ignoring the bad stuff. They're just more realistic about it. They accept that setbacks happen, but they believe in overcoming them. It's all about resilience.
And staying optimistic means you don't let those setbacks define you. Instead, you treat them as part of the journey. Another interesting habit on the list is avoiding multitasking. Instead, successful people focus on deep work.
I love this one. Multitasking often leads to mediocre results, but focusing deeply on one task at a time leads to much better outcomes. Have you ever found that when you try to do too many things at once, you just end up overwhelmed?
Absolutely. Multitasking gives you the illusion of productivity, but it really just dilutes your focus. It's much better to immerse yourself in one thing at a time, do it well, and then move on.
Another big one from the list is valuing relationships and connections. It's not just about what you know, but who you know.
That's so true. Building a network of meaningful connections is one of the most important things you can do. You never know how someone in your network might open a door for you in the future.
And it's not just about what others can do for you, but how you can support them as well. Relationships go both ways. The more you help others, the more you build loyalty and trust.
That's such an important point. Success is often about teamwork and mutual support. But here's a habit I think a lot of people overlook: being authentic. Highly successful people are true to themselves.
Oh, that's huge. If you're not authentic, it's hard to build genuine relationships or feel fulfilled. People can sense when you're being fake, and it never leads to long-term success.
Exactly. And that brings us to another habit: taking care of yourself. Self-care is often overlooked in the pursuit of success, but it's so crucial to staying healthy and focused.
Yes, it's easy to burn out when you're pushing yourself all the time, but when you take the time to rest and recharge, you actually come back stronger and more productive.
Speaking of self-care, let's talk about making decisions thoughtfully. Successful people take their time, especially when it's an emotional decision. They avoid knee-jerk reactions.
Oh, for sure. It's tempting to act impulsively, but taking a step back and thinking things through usually leads to better choices. Sometimes, taking a little extra time actually saves you from making costly mistakes.
That's a really good point. It's also about perseverance. No matter how many times you fail, you keep pushing forward. Success doesn't happen overnight.
Exactly. Persistence is key. It's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you get back up. That's what differentiates successful people.
Speaking of persistence, treating everyone with respect is another key habit. It's about building a culture of respect, both in your personal and professional life.
Right. Respect goes a long way. When you treat others with dignity, they're more likely to return the favor. It builds trust and makes you a more effective leader and collaborator.
And then there's focusing on the process, not just the end goal. Highly successful people love the journey, not just the destination. They find fulfillment in the work itself, not just in the final result.
I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. They get so fixated on the goal that they forget to enjoy the process. But when you find joy in the work, it becomes sustainable.
Absolutely. And one of the best ways to achieve this mindset is to seek multiple viewpoints. Successful people understand that they don't know everything, and they're open to new ideas.
Yeah, no one has all the answers. By looking at problems from different angles, you can come up with creative solutions that you wouldn't have thought of on your own.
Speaking of creativity, being willing to try new things and take risks is also a huge part of success. Mediocrity is the enemy of greatness.
Definitely. The most successful people are the ones who keep experimenting and exploring. They're not afraid to fail because they know failure is just another learning opportunity.
Which brings us to another important habit, taking responsibility for everything you do, good or bad. Successful people don't make excuses, they own their actions.
That's so empowering. When you take responsibility, you're in control. It's a mindset that fosters accountability and growth.
And finally, supporting others on their journey. Helping people along the way doesn't just benefit them, it benefits you too. You build stronger relationships and trust.
Absolutely. When you help others succeed, you succeed too. It's about creating a community of support where everyone thrives.
It's clear that highly successful people have a set of habits that contribute to their long-term success. The good news, these habits are available to all of us, and we can start adopting them today.